Imagine how you'd feel if you could press the reset button and rid yourself of that awful vague feeling of dread. The feeling that something bad was just about to engulf you. And imagine being finally free of constantly being on edge, of feeling restless, irritable, unable to relax, even in the comfort and safety of your own home. Or maybe you suffer from stomachache or dizziness, or perhaps your mouth becomes so dry it almost gets glued together, further adding to your stress when you try and speak. Or do you experience palpitations of your heart when it suddenly starts to race or beat irregularly? Or maybe your anxiety shows up through trembling, pains in the chest, or shortage of breath, because you suddenly feel unable to inhale properly. So just picture how you'd feel if all of those problems were a distant nightmare. And just think how wonderful it would be if you could finally concentrate, immersing yourself in the task at hand, without that feeling at the back of your mind that part of you has to be constantly on guard. How would that make you feel? Would a bright new world of relaxed freedom open up to you? Would you be able to finally enjoy the present moment without it being marred by thoughts of something bad about to happen? I'm pleased to be able to tell you, firsthand, it's a wonderful feeling when you finally escape from anxiety prison. You see, I've been in that prison too, so I know exactly what you're going through. Hi, my name is Neil Gabriel, and just like you now, I've suffered from anxiety for as long as I can remember. And it was particularly acute when dealing with other people, which was rather unfortunate because I'm a teacher by profession. So you can just imagine the daily horror I had to endure facing a class of students, and having to attend staff meetings with the other teachers when I would blush furiously at quite the wrong moment. It was a complete nightmare. And the worst thing, as you've probably experienced yourself, was that people who were lucky enough not to suffer from this awful condition tend to be completely unsympathetic, even downright dismissive. Which makes it all the worse for you, because if your condition becomes so debilitating you need to take time off work, other folks will merely think you're faking it to enjoy some extra leisure time. Even worse, doctors have no real idea how to deal with anxiety, other than prescribe expensive medication with possible unpleasant side effects, and with some medications the very real risk you'll slide down that slippery slope and become dependent on them. The starting point for my breakthrough came when I was diagnosed as having irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, a couple of years ago. I began to notice that the days when I suffered a flare-up of the condition were also the days when I suffered heightened anxiety. As I told you, I'm a teacher. In fact, I teach physics, which gives me a strong advantage because I've received a certain amount of scientific training empowering me to approach my problem from a scientific angle. And what I found was very interesting and very reassuring if you fear your condition is somehow related to your mental state, and then you feel you risk passing the condition on to your children. Because there is an amazing amount of serious scientific research published all over the world pinpointing a physical cause rather than a mental one for the curse of anxiety in all its forms. For example, in recent studies, scientists at Oxford University in the United Kingdom, in both humans and animals, indicate that the number and type of bacteria in the gut influence anxiety levels. And these bacteria and anxiety levels can be changed. It's long been known that a good part of our immune system depends on certain types of good bacteria in our gut. And now this new study, along with others that I've found, points very strongly to a further connection between gut health and your state of mind. So, after 2 years of careful study and painstaking research, I'm excited to say I've come a very long way to ridding myself of my anxiety, and now I can face the one-time ordeal of the weekly teacher meetings without a trace of anxiety. Indeed, so much has my confidence grown, I often conduct the meetings now. So knowing firsthand just how devastating this condition can be for your family as well as yourself, and being aware of just how little formal medical help there is out there for you, I've now created an instantly downloadable ebook so you too can enjoy the advantage of all my research and rid yourself and your loved ones of the curse of this condition, regardless of the form it takes in your case. And although the ebook is the main component, I'm well aware that right now it might be difficult for you to concentrate on reading a book, so I'm also making the remedy available in the form of easy to understand videos. And I'm also giving you an audio version, which will be a real boon as you can play it in the car to give you a boost when you're driving to a potentially stressful situation. Or listen to it at home when you just want to lie back, relax, and absorb this priceless information. And because you're here at the right place and at the right time, you're going to enjoy some extra advantages. Because I'm only now releasing this groundbreaking program, I don't yet have any feedback from fellow sufferers like you. So I'm going to allow you to take the whole program away for a full 60-day test drive. Because being able to prove it to yourself is far better than me telling you how it's helped me, and even better than other folks telling you how good it is. 60 days should give you ample time to go through the book, watch the videos, listen to the audio recording, and, if you wish, personally check out all of the research material I've unearthed, all supporting the material in my program and which I've carefully listed in the book for your reference. And if at the end of 60 days of following my advice you don't experience any discernible change in your condition, then I insist you contact me for a full refund of your investment. But, as is my expectation, you do experience the joy of finally starting to escape from your anxiety prison, then I'd love to hear from you and learn all about your experiences. And as a thank you for being one of the very first, apart from myself of course, to use this escape plan, I'm going to reward you with a massive 60% discount off the regular published price of $99, bringing your investment in anxiety-free living to just $39. Compare that with the lifetime cost of expensive medication with all the risks of addiction and nasty side effects. My program is digital, which has two huge advantages for you. First, in the unlikely event it fails to work for you and you request a refund, you don't need to pack anything up and ship it back. And secondly, it's instantly downloadable, even if you're reading this in the middle of the night. And that means you can start on your road to recovery in just a few minutes' time. Remember, all you're going for at the moment is a chance to try out my program and see if it works for you. Because with my "it works for you or your money back" guarantee, the only risk you run is that I'm right about this, but you don't seize this get out of jail card. Then you'd remain incarcerated in anxiety prison for a lot longer, maybe forever. So click the button below right now, because the sooner you start your recovery, the sooner you'll wake up every day eager to face life with renewed confidence and renewed vigor.